enhancing good character, and to have a brighter future. Universitas Terbuka is established to make the dreams of young men and women from all corners of the country come true through the distance higher education system to meet the ever-changing demands of industrial and technological development in the 21st century.
Dengan diresmikannya Universitas Terbuka.
Universitas Terbuka is a pioneer of world-quality distance higher education, which is supported by professional lecturers who are experienced in their own field of expertise. Universitas Terbuka has also made numerous innovations to solve current educational challenges by applying a digital learning ecosystem to build capable and quality future leaders.
Hampir 4 dasawarsa UT mengabdi untuk bangsa. Universitas Terbuka mewujudkan pendidikan tinggi untuk semua.
The long experience of carrying out our mission of providing equal access to higher education for everyone in Indonesia, Universitas Terbuka has proven to be a trusted public higher education institution. Our graduates have successfully applied their knowledge into their chosen career fields as either professionals or entrepreneurs. As of 2022, UTE has a student body of just over 350,000. As a cyber university who teaches and applies the latest technology, Universitas Terbuka has 4 faculties, including the Faculty of Economics, the Faculty of Law, Social and Political Sciences, Faculty of Science and Technology, and the Faculty of Education and Teacher Training. As a successful distance higher education institution, UTE has received various awards and achievements. For instance, the rector of Universitas Terbuka, Professor Ojat Darajat, was elected by acclamation as the president of Asian Association of Open Universities for the period of 2020 to 2022. Time and time again, UTE continues to make important innovations by using the most advanced communication technology and information available in each of its programs. Through the implementation of lifelong learning, UTE also provides certificate programs and tuition-free programs, such as open educational resources, as well as free lectures to be accessed by everyone. Limitation is not a hindrance for people to continue their education to a higher level, because education is a fundamental human right for everyone that can be accessed easily. This is Universitas Terbuka, always thinking forward, always open to diversity.
Universitas Terbuka menjangkau yang tidak terjangkau.
Kemajuan ilmu pengetahuan serta pandemi merubah kebiasaan kita dalam menggunakan teknologi dan internet. Hal ini mendorong berdirinya Indonesia Cyber Education Institute yang diresmikan Direktorat Jenderal Pendidikan Tinggi pada tanggal 28 Juli tahun 2021. ICE Institute merupakan lokapasa digital untuk mata kuliah daring berkualitas di Indonesia yang tujuan utamanya adalah memfasilitasi penyediaan pendidikan berkualitas sekaligus menjamin kualitas layanan pembelajaran daring serta mendorong pemerataan kualitas pendidikan di Indonesia. Didukung oleh 14 mitra konsorsium, mata kuliah daring yang disediakan oleh ICE Institute dapat memperluas akses pendidikan berkualitas untuk siapa saja, kapan saja, dan di mana saja dengan beasiswa Merdeka Belajar untuk semua dari Menteri Pendidikan, Kebudayaan, Riset, dan Teknologi. Semua mahasiswa dari berbagai perguruan tinggi bisa memilih mata kuliah dari perguruan tinggi ternama di Indonesia juga luar negeri melalui ice.ac.id. Sebagai contoh, mahasiswa yang terdaftar di Universitas Bina Nusantara dapat mengambil perkuliahan di Universitas Indonesia yang penempuhan mata kuliah serta SKS dan sertifikatnya bisa diakui oleh kampus. Sampai saat ini di ice.ac.id ada ratusan mata kuliah daring dan perguruan tinggi papan atas di Indonesia dan ribuan lainnya dari EDX yang berasal dari perguruan tinggi terkemuka internasional. Dengan mengadopsi teknologi blockchain, ICE Institute menghubungkan semua penempuhan mata kuliah dan menghubungkannya dengan job market, sehingga menjadi satu loka pasar pendidikan daring yang terintegrasi. ICE Institute akan selalu berusaha mendorong perubahan dalam peningkatan dan pemerataan kualitas pendidikan Indonesia guna mendukung program Merdeka Belajar untuk semua.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We were about to begin our seminar. Thank you very much for preparing yourself to join our seminar. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Vice Rector for Institution Development and Partnership Affairs, Mr. Rahmat Budiman, M.Hum, Ph.D., the Honorable Engineer Mohamad Toha, M.Ed, Ph.D. from ICE Institute, the Honorable keynote speakers, and all the participants of this seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ami Hibatul Jamil, the moderator of today's seminar. I am very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to the 22nd Cyber Education Forum entitled MOOCs in Asia. As we all know, MOOCs have become very significant phenomenon in the world of education and online learning. In this webinar, aims to provide a thorough overview of the latest developments in the world of MOOCs and how we can use them most effectively. All right. Next, our next agenda will be we would like to invite Mr. Rahmat Budiman, M.Hum, Ph.D. as the Vice Rector for Institution Development and Partnership Affairs to deliver the welcoming speech. So, Mr. Rahmat Budiman, now the time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Please accept our warmest regards from Universitas Terbuka, Indonesia. First of all, I would like to give my sincere thanks to Professor Melinda Bandalaria, Ph.D., the Chancellor of the University of the Philippines Open University, and Dr. Gatot Fatwanto Hertono, M.Sc, Ph.D., Direktur Pengembangan Akademik dan Sumber Daya Pembelajaran Universitas Indonesia, for accepting our invitation. I am sure your knowledge and experience will be beneficial for all of us. This webinar discusses the development and utilizations of the massive open online courses or MOOCs. I congratulate all participants who have joined to study this very important topic. MOOCs have become a very significant phenomenon in the world of online education and learning. They have changed the way we access knowledge and learning opportunities, opening the door of thousands of courses from top universities and institutions around the world. Through MOOCs, learning is no longer limited to physical classroom with the help of internet connection. This webinar aims to provide a thorough overview of the latest development in the world of MOOCs and how we can use them most effectively. We will explore a wide range of topics, including the growth in the number of courses and providers of MOOCs, technological innovation that support online learning, effective teaching strategies, and the benefits and challenges of taking MOOCs courses. We are fortunate to have Professor Melinda and Dr. Gatot as experts and practitioners in this field, who will share their insights and experiences. They will provide in-depth explanations of the latest advancement in MOOCs and share practical advices on how we can optimize our learning experience through these online courses. I'm sure this webinar will be valuable experiences for all of us and will provide a better understanding of MOOCs and their potential in the future of education. Without further ado, let's get this webinar started and explore the world of MOOCs together. Thank you and enjoy this webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Rahmat Budiman, for your welcoming speech. For the next agenda, we would like to invite Engineer Mohamad Toha, M.Ed. Ph.D. from ICEI Institute to deliver the opening remarks. But before that, we would like to play a video of ICEI Institute.
It aims to encourage college students to master various subjects. Merdeka Belajar, Kampus Merdeka, a policy initiated by the Minister of Education, Culture, Research and Technology back in 2020, has paved the way for college students to have the opportunity to take 20 credits outside their major. It aims to encourage college students to master various subjects that matter once they enter the professional world. It will also help them to equip their passion and creativity with a strong academic basis. To facilitate the provision of Indonesia's quality of education while ensuring improvements in online learning services, ICEI Institute is here to become the best online learning marketplace, offering a wide variety of subjects and courses from leading universities in Indonesia and more from international academic institutions. Together with the consortium members and a growing partner list, ICEI Institute now houses more than 300 subjects and counting, including subjects and courses on the LMX Open EDX platform from leading international universities. This allows ICEI Institute website to record an immense number of registered students across Indonesia in the past year. ICEI Institute has ambitious goals to help fulfill the needs of lifelong learners through the provision of quality learning systems and content that can be accessed by anyone, anytime, and anywhere. ICEI Institute also collaborates with domestic and foreign partners to hold cyber education forum to discuss various topics based on research and studies around hot skills in the job market and how students can prepare to enter the competition ahead of them. One of the programs that ICEI continues to develop is Micro-Credential Game Developer Program with 5 streams of specialization: game artist, game programmer, game designer, educational game developer, game project manager. After graduating, students enrolled in Micro-Credential Game Developer Program will take part in capstone project for game making, The 10 best games will be selected by experts from the gaming industry during the judging process. Not only quality programs, AR or VR has also been used in various lecture processes to provide a modern and futuristic learning experience. ICE Institute will continue to carry out various research and development of the facilities, services, and features provided, thus becoming an answer to embrace the borderless and unlimited era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0, which has changed the perspective on how formal education is being held.
All right, for Pak Toha, now the time is yours. You may deliver the opening remarks.
Okay. Thank you, Bu Ami. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MOOCs in Asia. This is our webinar series called CEF, Cyber Education Forum, and this one is the 22nd event. Thank you all for joining us today. Yeah, I'm delighted to see you all here, as now we have 124 participants, and usually it is growing after we start the presentations. It is a pleasure to have all of you have with us. I hope you are all, as I am, excited for today's topic, MOOCs in Asia, as Rahmat already mentioned about the importance of these topics in this time. Welcome to our virtual gathering of students. There are some students here, lecturers, experts, and other participants who have interest in these topics. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished keynote speakers, Professor Melinda D.P. Bandalaria, Ph.D. Hi, Professor Mel. Wondering if you remember us in OU5 even at the time, long time ago. Yeah, it is glad to see you here again as our contributors in this webinar. And also to familiar colleagues, Dr. Andes Gatot, Fatwanto, Hertono, M.Sc, Ph.D. Thank you all for your attending this seminar as a guest, as a keynote speakers. I believe we will engaging an informative sessions for you all. On the behalf of head of ICE Institutes, I open this webinars, and without further ado, let's kick off this webinar and dive into the MOOCs in Asia. Oke, enjoy the seminar. Selamat mengikuti seminar para partisipan, teman-teman semua yang ada di sini. Semoga bermanfaat dan untuk kedepannya bagi masing-masing pihak yang ikut dalam seminar ini. Terima kasih.
Thank you for your opening remark, Pak Toha. And we would like to also give the warm welcome to Pak Gatot. Hello, Pak Gatot. Yeah. All right. So thank you for joining us here. Next, moving on, we would like to invite all of the audience to have a photo session together. Before we begin the next session, so we take picture together. For the organizer, you may please prepare the configuration or setting. All right, we will have the first slide. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, next slide. 1, 2, 3. Next slide. 1, 2, 3. Right, and then the next slide. 1, 2, 3. All right, next. Yeah. All right, thank you. All right, so for the next, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving forward for the main session. And before we proceed, I would like to inform how the presentation will proceed. First, the keynote speakers will deliver their presentation about 20 minutes. And then after that, there will be a question and answer session. All right, so the first keynote speaker, it is now my pleasure to introduce her, which is Professor Melinda de la Peña Bandalaria, Ph.D. Hello, Prof. Melinda.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, nice to have you here in our webinar.
Happy to be with you.
So I would like to introduce her first. So Professor Melinda is the Chancellor and Professor in University of Philippines Open University. She obtained her master degree and doctoral degree from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. She also obtained graduate certificate in distance education. She is governing board in CEMOLEC, also executive board member, International Council for Open and Distance Education, or ICDE, and also she is also ICD ambassador for Open Educational Resources, or OER. Her research and creative work includes learner and faculty support services in open and distance e-learning, a search for the new framework based on new context and all theories and assumptions for the UPOU. Some of the journals that Prof. Melinda has, such as book chapter entitled E-Learning for Development, the Case of the University of the Philippines Open University, Chapter 14, Perspectives of Distance Education. And then some technical journals include Learner Support Services, Going Beyond the Usual Notion in Open and Distance Learning, Ensuring Quality Education in Open and Distance Learning, or ODEL, through virtual learning communities, building global learning communities, issues and challenges in the UP Open University context, and many more. All right, so without further ado, we would like to invite you as the speakers, and you have 20 minutes to deliver your presentation. And now the time is yours.
Yes, thank you very much, Ibu Ami, for that kind introduction. And good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to see colleagues from Universitas Terbuka, even if it's a virtual meeting. But I know that somewhere in the past, in our previous past, we've been to in-person meetings. And of course, I'm sure there will be other opportunities for us. But I'm happy to see everyone. And of course, I would like to thank colleagues from the Indonesia Cyber Education Institute and my very good friend, Professor Paulina Panen, for this opportunity to be part of your forum, especially on the topic that is very close to me, which is massive open online courses. My greetings as well to my fellow speaker, Professor Gatot. I'm also looking forward to hearing your perspective about MOOCs. So I would like to share my presentation now. So with the very limited time that we have, then probably I will just be focusing my presentation on this topic. So MOOCs in Asia, a framework for the future. I mean, we've been hearing so many webinars about MOOCs, and in fact, on my end, on my part, I've been giving about the history, talking about the history, why the Philippines ventured into MOOCs, despite the many initiatives from the various providers, big providers of massive open online courses. So for this particular webinar session, I would like to focus on MOOCs and discussing a possible framework for MOOCs for the learning of the future. So I just would like to give a brief introduction so that I can give a context where I am coming from. So the timeline of Philippine MOOCs journey. So actually, this is also a timeline for the UPOU MOOCs because we want to consider the UP Open University, my university, as the pioneer of MOOCs. And there are also literature which can validate that claim that we spearheaded the MOOCs in the Philippines. So in 2011, we started conceptualizing the Philippine MOOCs through a ULearn project. Actually, it was inspired, the idea was inspired in an international conference which I attended in Bali. So That's why Indonesia and MOOCs have that kind of intertwined story when it comes to UPOU's MOOCs. And then after about 2 years of conceptualization, in 2013, we offered our first MOOC in partnership with a leading telecommunication provider in the Philippines, and that is Android apps development. And from 2013 to 2017, we also ventured into, we can say, as an early model of micro-credentialing, wherein we unbundled traditional credit courses and offered them as MOOC. So I will be discussing that, the details of that later. And then in 2017, we started offering MOOC certification programs and also integrating the basic features of universal design for learning, so that we can really say that MOOCs can be iMOOCs, or really an inclusive, massive open online course with the integration of features of the universal design for learning. In 2020, of course, we are all aware of this. The pandemic hit us, affected all of us. And MOOCs really played a very important role in what the university was doing at that time. And we also developed some MOOCs during the pandemic era, and a model for an inclusive, massive, and rapid training, especially for teachers. So post-pandemic, in 2022, we started looking at MOOCs and positioning it as part or as an integral component of the University of the Future. So I will focus my presentation on the MOOCs for the future. And I would like to start with this in terms of how can we really position massive open online courses for sustainability. And I would like to look at it as our model, the UPOU framework for MOOC sustainability. Of course, even in the previous years, when we were starting offering massive open online courses, there is always that question of how can we sustain the offering of MOOCs when in fact we are not getting any course fee. I mean, the very nature of these courses is that learners are not paying any course fee. So as part of the integrating it to our overall education ecosystem, we have to position massive open online courses that we are developing, that we are offering, so that they will be an integral component of the basic functions of the university. UPOU is a unit of the only national university in the country. We have a mandate which we need to perform, and we believe that positioning MOOCs in these various classifications can really somehow ensure the sustainability of our MOOCs initiative. So the first is, it is a platform for public service of a fully online open university, just like what we, like Universitas Terbuka, like other open universities are doing. So this is something that we can do to provide this kind of service. As a government institution, as a national university, we have this responsibility to provide service to our community, especially to the education sector. And I have cited here some examples of MOOCs that we are offering under this classification. So we have these bridge courses. We have bridge courses in mathematics, bridge courses in English, bridge courses in physics, wherein those students who are about to enter at the tertiary level can enroll in these courses and be prepared for the courses in the subject areas that they will take when they reach the tertiary level or the college level. So there are also other courses, bridge courses or MOOCs, which we can classify under the public service group. The second positioning is, of course, improvement of quality education, or the quality of education that we have in our country. Earlier, during the video presentation about the ICEI Institute, I have also noted that that is one of the mandates, one of the goals of the ICEI Institute, and that is to contribute to the quality, the improvement of the quality of education in our respective countries. So in here, we are offering MOOCs which are equivalent, the content of MOOCs which are equivalent to the content of credit courses that many HEIs are offering, especially the Philippine higher education institutions. We also look at MOOCs as a platform to train our teachers so that they can continue improving their skills, their knowledge in the courses that they are teaching. So that's another positioning, and that is also a very important mandate of UPOU as a public service or as a national university. We also look at MOOCs as an inclusive lifelong learning platform. It doesn't have to be equivalent to any credit courses, but it can be a platform so that various professionals can continuously enroll and improve their knowledge and skills by using this or enrolling in these MOOCs. And something that we have started even before the pandemic, we also look at MOOCs as an inclusive micro-credentialing platform, which can be stacked towards macro-credentials. So the MOOC that we are developing at present should be able to be classified, in any or in combination of these various positions or classifications. Now, there are different models that we have developed using MOOCs from the time that we started offering it in 2013 until now, and as we continue to prepare for our articulation of the University of the Future. So first is MOOCs as OERs. Of course, we are all familiar with this, that we can use MOOCs as open educational resources. Under this model, MOOCs are equivalent, as I mentioned earlier, to the content of the credit courses offered by the HEIs under a degree program. So a degree program, like for example, in the Philippines, we have 3 units for a credit course, and we unbundled them so that each MOOC is equivalent to 1 credit unit, and students can enroll in these courses. And the teacher can just probably develop assessment mechanism to validate the learning obtained from the MOOCs. That is, if the teacher wants to do this. And the teachers can use these MOOCs in the same way that they are using other OERs, because these MOOCs are CC licensed. In doing so, the students can have or can be part of an enriched learning environment, and it will be lesser work for the teacher. Another model, this is something that we developed during the pandemic, is a webinar plus MOOCs plus re-entry action project for the students. So this is a model that provides rapid, massive, and inclusive capability building program for the teachers, but we will continue doing this even in the post-pandemic normal. The features of this model is webinar, which provides for the sense of synchronicity that learners seem to look for. We have observed during the pandemic that even if we already have developed so many video materials, the participants of our training programs would still look for that kind of synchronous sessions. So therefore, we still use webinars to provide this synchronicity that our learners seem to look for. MOOCs is the platform to review the content, recorded webinar sessions, submit learning activities, learner-learner interaction, and seek learning support. And the re-entry action project is a form of authentic assessment as basis for the certification. Another model is a MOOCs for continuing professional education, training programs delivered online, which can provide skills and knowledge needed by the major industries in the fast-changing world of work. It can be also provided for the teachers for their continuing professional development, and also for the gig workers who may need gig learning opportunities so that they can continue to be relevant in the market industry. Another model that we have developed using MOOCs is MOOCs for micro-credentials. So MOOCs are identified in partnership with the industry, depending or based on their demand for skills and knowledge, designed with specific learning outcomes, and which are anchored or guided by the National Qualifications Framework, and even the ASEAN Qualifications Reference Framework. We can also use that as our material in developing MOOCs for micro-credentials. And equivalent credit unit is assigned to facilitate stacking towards macro credentials. We are also looking at it, this MOOCs for micro-credentials model, as a platform for inclusive and accessible education opportunities, especially for the marginalized sectors in our society. Now, for the regional collaboration, this is something that we can also look into. Of course, we have started doing this, and Universitas Terbuka is very much part of these 2 initiatives. Of course, we have the Asia MOOCs. This is the learning platform for the Asia MOOCs, and this is an initiative of the Asian Association of Open Universities. So we have started offering even different languages from Southeast Asia and other MOOCs that we contributed to this Asia MOOCs platform. We also have and started together with the CMEO Secretariat, this CMOOC. And we, of course, the participants or the universities of the OU5 are very much or very active in contributing to this CMOOC. Now, what will be for me as I look at it, there are 5 action agenda that we can consider for MOOCs and that can be our next steps. One is we should have a QA framework, an accepted QA framework for MOOCs. Because it will enhance its credibility, especially if it is MOOCs for micro-credentialing. At UPOU, we have developed our QA framework, which guides us in the development of MOOCs and in evaluating the MOOCs that we will offer using our platform. We also need to rebrand our MOOCs, that it is not just an appendage of our degree program, but integrated into the curricular designs. And this is something that we can look into for MOOCs for micro-credentialing model. So like right now, most of the MOOCs can be enrolled, can be completed, but just an additional credentials for our students. What we hope to do, and that means aligning the MOOCs, the development of MOOCs, existing MOOCs, etc., with the learning outcomes of the various degree programs that we are offering, so that it will not just be an appendage, but it will be integrated into our curricular designs and our curricular offerings. We also need to harness the affordances of AI, artificial intelligence. We know we are all aware of this. We are participating in the discourses wherein artificial intelligence is integrated already into the education ecosystem. But we can also look at the affordances of AI so that we can increase the completion rate of MOOCs. This is something that we are still discussing at present. Facilitate learning, and of course, the provision of timely learner support system.
Paham dan clear masalah keanggotaan yang
we also look
berkembang sih tadi sejam yang lalu nanya.
We also need to look
at
MOOCs as a platform for mutual recognition, something that we can also look into. And that's the reason why I presented a slide on regional collaboration, so that there can be a platform for mutual recognition of credits earned from MOOCs, something like a Bologna model of cooperation, which Europe has. And this is very important, especially that many universities are now venturing into micro-credentialing. And of course, I have mentioned this also earlier, we have to intensify our engagement for the development of iMOOC, or the inclusive MOOCs, and the integration of the universal design for learning features and the web content accessibility guidelines for our MOOCs learning management system. So I think this is the last slide that I have. So thank you very much. If there are questions which you want to ask later after the 2 presentations, then I am willing to answer that, especially in the discussion of the next steps, our action on where we will bring our massive open online courses. So thank you very much for listening, and good day to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Melinda, for your enlightening presentation and very interesting. So you mentioned the positioning and also how UPOU also use MOOCs, yeah, for also inclusive and also as for the teacher as well, right? So it's a very informative and eye-opening, yeah. All right, so Prof. Melinda, you may please wait for a while. We would like to invite the second speaker, all right, before we accepting the question from the audience. All right, so for the participants, if you have something in mind, you may type your question in the chat room box. Then later the organizer will pick 3 questions for every session. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to welcome the second speaker, Mr. Gatot Fatwanto Hertono, Ph.D. So I would like to read first. Hi, Pak Gatot.
Okay, good morning, Mbak Ami.
Good morning, Pak. All right, so we would like to introduce first. So Mr. Gatot Fatwanto Hertono, Ph.D. has been working for Universitas Indonesia as a lecturer at Department of Mathematics and responsible for the Center for Learning Resources, Universitas Indonesia. His main responsibilities include designing learning technology and coordinating programs for capacity building at the university. Starting from November 2020, Dr. Gatot has been in charge as the Director of Academic Development and Learning Resources. Assisting online courses. This unit also develops and manages massive open online courses or MOOCs to give more access to learning resources in Universitas Indonesia. He has also been involved in several programs and is a team member under the Directorate General of Higher Education, Research and Technology, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, such as in online and distance learning. His experience in curriculum development that accommodates Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka or MBKM has greatly benefited the implementation of MBKM in Universitas Indonesia. All right, so without further ado, you may deliver your presentation. Pak Gatot, you have 20 minutes to present the material. And now the time is yours.
Okay, terima kasih. Thank you, Mbak Ami. So I think I will ask Mbak Eka to present my slide because right now I'm also in the middle of another workshop. So I think I apologize if the background there is another voice in the background. Okay, thank you, Mbak Eka. So yeah, good morning. Selamat pagi to all audience and especially to Prof. Toha and also Prof. Melinda. I think glad to see you again, Prof. Melinda. And thank you for your sharing about the MOOCs in Philippines and also how we can develop MOOCs in the future. So about my sharing or my presentation in this forum, since the title of this 22nd CEF webinar is MOOCs in Asia. So I will share about what MOOCs we have in Universitas Indonesia, why we develop MOOCs and how we manage it, and also potential we can get as a MOOCs provider in Indonesia. Okay, please next. Yes, I think we can see here that maybe when we ask why UI develop MOOCs, so I think there are some backgrounds and also triggers that have caused MOOCs to become one of our KPI in UI right now. So as you know that since 2020, MOOCs is one KPI that should be fulfilled by every faculty in UI, and it's always growing every year. So if we see the why if we see the background why we develop MOOCs, I think we can start first that MOOCs is considered to be a strategy to improve UI academic reputation. We know that as a leading university in Indonesia, MOOCs could be a tool to provide wider access to quality education and also promote UI expertise and excellence. So that's why we can share any content to any students in other university across Indonesia. So, and the second background is as a strategy to recruit prospective students who have a good potential. So we think that MOOCs can be used as a talent scouting strategy where we offering MOOCs in this credit earning program that can be taken by any participant before they become UI students. So in this case, that this prospective student can take some courses through MOOCs in UI before they become before they study in UI. And the third background is MOOCs can be part of lifelong learning and also continuing education program. As an example, we see that MOOCs can be used in professional development, and also since the Indonesian government launching the new program, what we call as Merdeka Belajar or emancipated learning, then students in this program can take or can learn up to 20 credits in campus. So I think MOOCs can be used to deliver some courses that can be taken by students from any other resources. And then the fourth one, of course, by developing MOOCs for specific purpose based on collaboration with any partner, industry or institution, we can use MOOCs as income generating. So I think right now MOOCs is used by several institutions as B2B or B2C strategy in their business. So I think that's the background why we try to develop MOOCs since 2020. Okay, next. Yeah, when we, I think if we see the history, or we can see that the development of MOOCs in UI actually is already initiated 10 years ago. So we can see in 2013, we already started with open content in the form of video recording of various public lectures. So in that case, every public lectures we make a record, and then we produce it as open content and can be accessed by everyone. So that's the starting point, or that's the background why we also develop MOOCs right now. And also as a member of MIT Open Courseware Consortium, we develop course material as open courseware in 2014. So at that time, several courses from any study program already offered in open courseware platform and can be taken by any one globally when they want to use that courseware for their courses. So that's also one part why we also consider to develop MOOCs right now. And also in 2014, we started to offer online courses, not only for UI students, but also to any students in other university as a credit earning programs. At that time, the government launching, they called S.Pd, where every university in Indonesia can offer online learning through that S.Pd platform. And before the COVID-19 pandemic, I think UI already start to offer MOOCs, especially to facilitate students in facing Industrial Revolution 4.0, and also to facilitate students to join the Merdeka Belajar activities. So in this case, MOOCs is one tool that can be used to deliver any activities that can be taken by the students. Okay, next. Yeah, if we see, and up to now, we already have about so far 503 MOOCs developed since 2020, and then it's it's from various topics, and then among them 22 is written or is delivered in English, so it can be taken by international students. And so far, from 503 contents, there are more than 7,000 participants already registered on this MOOCs. And 3 of the MOOCs right now, we also operate globally through the Xinhua platform. I think Xutang X. So I think it's a part of the ICE Institute. We also offer 3 MOOCs that written in English, and it's also can be accessed through Xutang X. Okay, next. And then for the content interest, I think among those MOOCs that's already available in UI, so we can see here that there are 3 focus that's most interested by the participants. So the first one is come from the economic and business. There are 31 courses offer on economic and business topics with more than 3,500 participants taken that courses. And then the second one is related to the humanity and culture. So in this case, there are 21 courses offered on humanity and culture topics with more than 1,300 participants. And the third one, the most popular content is related to the health and well-being. So in this case, there are about 189 courses offered on health and well-being topics with participants more than 1,063 participants. So I think, by seeing these topics, we can see that not every topics is quite popular, but we still ask the study program to develop their content in MOOCs, because we believe that I think in some subject or in some topic, I think students or maybe people are still interested to learn about that topic. So outside these 3 interests, I think there are another interests, but I think we know that it's not as many as these 3 topics or 3 fields. Okay, next. And then besides the MOOCs that we offer it in our platform, MOOCs platform, we also have open content. And in this case, right now we have more than 700 open content. And if we see that among 700, we see that there are almost more than 1.2 million viewers, especially in the content about stomach ulcer and gastritis. I don't know, I think it's medicine term, so I think I'm not quite familiar with that terms. But that's the most popular one. And then the second popular one is also regarding to the child's growth and development, and it has about 570,000 viewers. So besides the MOOCs, this open content is quite popular in Indonesia. And we can see from the number of viewers here that even if it's only open content that is with video format, but it's also I mean that many people like to access this content. Okay, next. And then as if we see the popular MOOCs, as I mentioned before, the first one is related to the economic and business. And then the second one is humanity and culture. And the third one also economic and business. But for the first one and the third one, it comes from a different topics. The first one is related to the financial accounting. It's about 194 participants. And the second one is about Sharia economic literacy. It's more than 490 participants. And for the humanity and culture, it comes from the sign language skills. It has about 174 participants, and also related to the Greek mythology is about 558 participants. And the third popular one is related to the smart parenting. It has more than 1,000 participants, and also starting for module, it's more than 1,000 participants too. Okay, next. And then if we talking about how we develop MOOCs in UI, so actually there are 4 phases in or there are 4 stages in development, MOOCs development. So first we start by providing several guidance for faculty members, like the instructional design, and also guide to develop instructional videos, and also guide to learning management, and also guidance for the self-assessment. And the second stage, next, we provide, next slide, please. Yeah, the second stage is related to the learning management system development. So in this case, we try to develop a reliable learning management system, and also user-friendly for MOOCs platform. So in this development, we try to integrate distance and online learning. And also, so far, we still develop based on Moodle. So our platform, LMS platform is based on Moodle for the LMS, MOOCs LMS. Okay, for the next stage is about content development. And MOOC development here, we try to facilitate a faculty member by giving a grant. So about 170,000 US dollar per year we provide to give a grant for faculty members across the faculty that's available in UI. And also we give some training and also nurturing to help faculty members to develop the content, and to get, to assure the quality. So for the quality assurance, we also doing some monitoring and evaluation from the beginning. Faculty members develop the content until they operate or launching it in MOOCs platform. So this is the third stage, and the fourth stage is related to the facility and support. So next slide, please. Yeah, for the facilities and support, we provide facility and support not only the infrastructure, but also we provide help desk. So the help desk is very important because it will help faculty member when they have a problem to deliver their MOOCs, and also to help students when they have difficulty to access the platform, especially during the teaching and learning process. In this case, we have several facilities, like we have several multimedia studio, and also we have 4 self-recording studio, and also we provide various learning application or tools that can be used by the lecturer or faculty member in their MOOCs. Okay, next. The next is we also consider to have innovation or to develop new strategy or to learning model based on the new technology in teaching and learning, because we know that the technology is always growing up. So we have to utilize that technology to facilitate the teaching and learning process. That we hope that it help students to how they can learn and how they can have more easier access to their learning resources. So in this case, we have developed some remote and virtual labs to support distance learning, and also including MOOCs. We already put some facilities in several faculty, like faculty of medicine, and also faculty of natural science, mathematics and natural science, and also faculty of engineering. Okay, next. Yeah, the last stage of the MOOCs development is the MOOCs onboarding. So in this case, we regularly give some activities like national and international webinars or MOOCs. On also, we invite some resource person from several institutions, including from the government and also academic institution, to share their experience and also their knowledge about how to handle MOOCs, and also how to manage MOOCs in their institution. And next, for the format itself, right now we offer 2 form of MOOCs. So the first one is a credit earning base. So it means that every participant who take that MOOCs can get credits from UI. So it's designed as a self or instructor-led MOOCs that is based learning MOOCs that will give a credit earning program. And the second format is non-credit MOOCs that is a self-paced and also open and free learning resources that can be taken by anyone who are interested in the specific topic. So the first one, the credit one, right now is quite popular, especially for the students from other institutions. So a lot of students related to the Merdeka Belajar institution, Merdeka Belajar program in Indonesia. Students from other university like to take MOOCs from UI as a part of their Merdeka Belajar activities. Okay, next. So to give or to provide more access to our MOOCs, we offered several MOOCs in several marketplace. So besides the marketplace that's available in UI, that is offered by Center for Independent Learning UI, we also put our MOOCs in ICE Institute. So you can see in the ICE Institute platform, several MOOCs that is offered by UI is available there. And also, as I mentioned before, there are 3 MOOCs already available in Shutang X. So participants, international participants or global participants can take the MOOCs from Shutang X. And also in quite specific MOOCs that is offered by IMERI, Universitas Indonesia. So it's actually is a platform that belongs to the Faculty of Medicine, offer MOOCs through their platform. They call it Indonesian Medical Education and Research Institute, or IMERI, and most of the MOOCs there is related to the health science. And also we have specific MOOCs that's related to the humanity and culture. It's offered in CLDS UI. And soon, right now, we also have a collaboration with KOICA, Korea, to develop what we call it as a C-Hub MOOCs. So in that platform, we will offer a lot of content that is related to Indonesian culture and also international culture, and also regarding MOOCs that's related to the language from every country. So as you know that in UI, we have Faculty of Humanity that's also offer study program in that learn or offer a study program that offer language from several countries like Korea, Japan, and some countries in Europe and also in Middle East. So next, I think that's slide next. The slide, I mean that the oh yeah, I think I have 2 more. So about the utilization of MOOC so far, first, we already use MOOCs to facilitate or to be used in our program, what we call it as a build your own career. So in this program, UI students can enroll in several courses that's offered by Coursera. So I forget to tell that since last year, we already have a collaboration with Coursera. So in UI students can take some courses from Coursera as a part of their study, and it's I mean that facilitates through the BYOC program. And the second utilization we can see from the pre-university program. So this is the one that I told before, is related to the credit earning program that can be taken by participants before they study in UI. So it's can be taken by high school students or any graduate students who wants to take postgraduate program in UI. And also we utilize it as the academic reputation enhancement, like to offer some SDG program that's offered through several study program. And also we can use MOOCs to deliver English training or English courses. And also I think it helped, I mean, MOOCs can be quite important to to facilitate international visibility. And then the fourth one, utilization is related to the university-wide learning resources. So it means that students in UI can take any courses from other study program to complete their study in UI. And the last slide, next please. I think related to the potential of MOOCs in Indonesia. As we know that in Indonesia, there are more than 4,000 universities. And also, if we see the number of study program is more than 31,000. And we have more than 9.3 million students, higher education students. So it means that MOOCs is quite potential to develop and to offer it to many students and to many university in Indonesia. And also for the international participants or international students, as you know that in Indonesia, we quite rich with the cultural and also indigenous diversity. So it has the potential to develop MOOCs in various topics with Indonesian specific. So I think the future of MOOCs in Indonesia, I think still that is quite a potential to develop and also has a bright future. I think that's all my sharing. So back to you, Pak Moderator.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pak Gatot, for the presentation. It's a eye-opening presentation, and we can see still many potentials of MOOCs in Indonesia. We also share the MOOCs development in UI and also how to utilize MOOCs, right? And also some marketplace that Universitas Indonesia use to deliver the MOOCs itself. Thank you, Pak Gatot. And then for now, it's time for us for starting the Q&A session. And then the organizer may please to display the question from the audience. We would like to have the first session. All right, so we have 3 questions here. The first one coming from Yoga to Professor Melinda. So by using MOOC, for Professor Melinda and also for Pak Gatot, the question is, by using MOOCs, dealing with the materials, how do lecturers improve student soft skills and how to evaluate it? So maybe Prof. Melinda, you can start first.
Yes, thank you very much for that question. Yes, I guess it is very important for us to look into the development of soft skills as well. I would like to cite as an example the MOOCs that we develop for the business process management industry of the Philippines. We know that that is a very important industry in our country, the business process outsourcing or the business process management. And one soft skill that is really very important is the communication skills. So aside from learning the content, we develop learning activities such that the communication skills, for instance, can also be developed. So learning activities like you have to write, you have to speak, you have to solve case studies in the video format, not just in essay format. So in that manner, we are also developing or addressing the communication skills of our learners. We also develop learning activities like being part of a team, collaboration among the participants, among the learners, or taking leadership in a particular course requirement. So those are the things. I mean, when we think of the learning outcomes, we not only think of in terms of the content that they should learn, but also the associated skills, the soft skills. Media literacy is also very important. And by integrating those things into the learning activities, into the assessment process that we are doing, then that is something that can also develop these soft skills among our learners. It is also very important now with this rising artificial intelligence use, especially among our learners. If we really want to develop communication skills, for instance, then we really have to develop the learning, design the learning activity so that the learners themselves would be the one to respond or do the learning activities themselves. Critical thinking is another soft skill. And again, we can design our learning activities such that they will also be developing that particular skill. We can have a sequence of guide questions for them to be able to do that. So it is really a matter of us considering what exactly is it that we want to develop among our learners in addition to the content that we want them to learn. So that's from my end. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, Prof. Gatot.
Yeah, okay, thank you for the questions. Yeah, I think I am agree with Prof. Melinda. It's very depends on to how we design our MOOCs. So if we design MOOCs activity, I think the activity should involve students in their learning. So by make like a discussion among the participants, and also provide some forum to discuss about the content with the about the topics with the lecturer. But I know that because MOOCs is quite, it is designed for the massive participants. Sometimes discussion with the lecturer one-to-one, I think is quite exhausted, I think. So that's why I agree that right now we can utilize like AI, and also we design a forum that can be used by the participant to discuss among themselves. That among the participants. So I think by doing activity like that, we can develop the soft skill of the participants, soft skills in communication, and also soft skill how to explain something, and also I think another soft skills that can be enhanced using any activities through that forum. So that's the one strategy. And how we evaluate it. So I think it's also depends on to our designs too, because we can evaluate that about the student engagement, and also about the how the activity. That the activity that's involving us participant or students can be used through the learning management system, and also through the assessment or evaluation that we can put it during the process. That we put some application like that is for self evaluation that can be used by the students to evaluate themselves. So yeah, I think quite a lot of strategy that we can use to evaluate how the students can engage and also involve in their MOOCs. Yeah, that's all, Mbak Ami.
Thank you, Prof. Melinda and Pak Gatot. So you both agree that we need to design the learning activities that providing providing the forum to discussing among participants, and also have the sequence with guided questions like that. Right?
Yeah, right.
So, thank you for you both. And then the next question. So this is addressed to Professor Melinda. How can we improve about MOOCs for any economic technology with framework?
If I understood it correctly, and probably the one who asked the question can verify whether I understood the question correctly. Do you mean to say MOOCs that can also address those who are financially disadvantaged or who do not have access to technology? Is that what the question means?
Well, this one, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because when we say MOOCs, of course, the very nature of MOOC is it is an online course, and therefore, access to the internet is very important for you to participate in that learning activity or learning opportunity. So there are various ways by which we can make MOOC not really so much demanding when it comes to bandwidth. So like for instance, if we can have our MOOCs, the content of the MOOCs, the lesson in a multimedia format, not everything is in video format because video will require so much bandwidth. So in the earlier MOOCs that we developed, we have this cube wherein the learner can choose which learning pathway to choose from. If you have a very limited bandwidth, then you can have the text-based learning content. If your internet is okay, then you can view the video materials as the source of your lesson. But there are podcasts, there are text-print or text-based materials. So that is addressing the content, the format of the content when it comes to bandwidth, the technology. In the Philippines, there is also that government program wherein the community, members of a community can go to a government-run facility, government-managed facility, and they can have access to the internet in most cases for free. So that can also address those who are financially disadvantaged when it comes to accessing the MOOCs and the technology. When it comes to other aspects, we really would like to get the partnership with other institutions, with other organizations, telecommunications providers, like in the Philippines, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, for them, the local government units, especially for them to have programs that can allow access for the MOOCs. So the design of the MOOCs can be made in such a way that the materials can be in multimedia format so as not to demand so much bandwidth, and access can be provided through a partnership with relevant organizations, especially government organizations or agencies. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Melinda. So it's actually we can design the format of the content that is not having so many bandwidth, and also get the partnership with the telecommunication providers program so they can have the access to the MOOCs.
Yeah,
Right,
if I may add, like for instance, the learning management system that we are using, you can access it using your mobile phone, and then you can go to areas where there can probably be free Wi-Fi because that is also a government program that we have. Our learning management system is powered by Moodle. And there is such thing as you can participate, you can download materials, participate offline, and when you have access to the internet, then you can upload all the things that you have done as a response, or your participation, your learning activity submission, etc. So that can also be explored as to address the financially disadvantaged and technology disadvantaged or excluded groups of learners. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Prof. Melinda. Next questions, please. All right, so this is for both of you, to Prof. Melinda and to Pak Gatot. We know that learning through MOOCs is asynchronous. In our experience as lecturers, it is very difficult to generate interaction between students. How can collaboration and interaction between participants in MOOCs be enhanced to enhance learning and the learning experience? Thank you. Yeah, maybe Pak Gatot first. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. for the questions, and thank you for Mbak Ami. Yeah, I think back to how we design the activity inside the MOOCs. So I think there are some strategy that we can to improve the interaction among the students. So as an example, sometimes we can put in our MOOCs one activity that we ask the students to discuss in a group about the topics that we discuss, and also maybe we can give some problem, and then we ask them to solve together in a group, or we can give some assignment, like some students should solve together with other students or participants in solving one problem or in one assignment. So I think it's rely on how we design the activity or assignment that can be used by the students in a group.
Thank you.
Yeah, for my end, I agree with Professor Gatot that we design learning activities that will require them to work together. Like in our case, completion of learning activities is a requirement for you to earn your certificate of completion. So that's why we say that it is an assessment-driven certificate. Without completing something like we set it at 80% of the learning activity should be completed so that you can earn your certificate of completion. So some of those learning activities can be designed such that they need to collaborate with each other. They need to connect. They need to talk to each other, discuss with each other, complete course requirements as a group. So that is something that we also learn from offering online courses for our credit courses, for our degree programs. And the effective way to really enhance learner-learner interaction is to make it as a requirement, for the course completion and for earning certificate. And that is something that we brought to the design of our massive open online courses from the credit courses that the university is offering. So yes, learning activities that will require and make it really a requirement for them to work together so that we can really enhance, or should I say, force them to work together and talk to each other. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. So we need to design the learning activities and the assignment that require them or force them to complete the course. All right. Next, the question. For the second session. The first question to Prof. Melinda. How is the level of effectiveness and success of online learning compared to offline learning?
Okay. When you say offline learning, this is the in-person learning, right? I mean, the conventional mode of instruction. Yes, of course, we can say, especially when we talk of MOOC, let's remove the MOOC from the equation. As a fully online university, we are also offering degree programs, and that can be considered as an online learning compared to in-person learning. We can really say that the attrition rate is higher in online learning because so much responsibility is on the students. I mean, you really have to be on your own. You really have to manage your time well, right? So it really takes a very effective learning design to really make that completion rate higher. it is lower compared to conventional learning, but we can say that this is something that we need to do because not all learners can participate in in-person learning. Okay, so there are really many learners who need online learning, and we have seen that during the time of the pandemic, and I'm sure in the very near future, in the coming years, there will be more online learners. Therefore, the challenge to us teachers is for us to design our courses in such a way that we can really increase the completion rate in our online learning courses. In here, I would like to be more optimistic with the use of artificial intelligence so that we can provide the one-on-one personalized tutorial to our online learners so that we can really ensure their course completion and somehow increase the completion rate for a fully online course or program.
All right, thank you, Prof. Mel. So we can use the AI, so for them to improve.
And of course, the importance of the learning design that we integrate, for our courses, yes.
The importance of designing the learning activities.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Next. So this is for both of you. Outside the scope of local government regulations, is it possible to obtain a degree using the concept of MOOC entirely? If it is possible, what should be prepared? Thank you. So for Professor, Pak Gatot first.
Okay, thank you for the questions. I think from the UI experience, so in our university, we have a regulation and also a policy that as a part of a credit earning program, and also to facilitate the what we call it recognition of prior learning program. So is it possible to get the degree from MOOCs, but not not all of the credits are taken from MOOCs. So it in our regulation there are about 50% of the curriculum can be taken from the prior learning. So it means that if someone already collects some credits up to 50% of the curriculum from MOOCs, so they can apply to study program to complete the degree by taking in the study program for 50% the rest of the curriculum. Yeah, but not all from MOOCs. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Professor Gatot that it's outside, even outside the government regulations and policies, we also need to consider the institutional, the university academic policies. And of course, it's a very good idea for us to really consider completing a degree by using MOOCs and probably putting in place some assessment mechanism, etc. I mean, it can be done. It can be done, but the most important thing is for there to be a supportive policy that will enable such to be done. But right now, there is still no policy that will support that. Probably that is something that can be explored in the future. And the idea is very good. We need the support. We need the support of the government, the Ministry of Higher Education, in our case, the Commission on Higher Education, and probably the institutional policy to really study how this can be done. So it is important that a policy should be put in place for this to happen. Just like in Indonesia, probably we also require something like limit to only 50% transfer or recognition of prior learning, and the remaining 50%, you have to take in the university. Coupled with that, or alongside with that consideration, is the credit recognition across universities, across countries, so that what you can earn from one country can also be credited or recognized in another country. So that is also very important. So we're not just talking here of MOOCs, recognizing the credits, the learnings from MOOCs, but also that cross-country and cross-university recognition of credit. We have started working along that way, and probably, hopefully, a few years from now, we will be able to see that thing that you have mentioned as a reality for us and for the future learners that we will have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So MOOCs also can be used as recognition of prior learning, yeah, for the credits, and policy and support is needed from the institution and the government. All right, so do we still have questions? Yes, we still have questions. All right, so this is for Pak Gatot. What are the challenges faced by MOOCs organizers in ensuring quality learning and active participation? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the questions. I think in our experience in UI, that's right, we need some unit or some task force that's responsible to manage the MOOCs. So we cannot let the management of MOOCs cannot be give it to only one faculty, and then they can arrange all of the management to the faculty. So that's why in UI there is one unit that responsible to facilitate not only how the faculty member develop the content, but also we have to prepare them how to design and also how to manage the MOOCs through various training and also nurturing, as I mentioned in my presentation. And the second one, we also have to facilitate the faculty member in by providing like infrastructure and also learning management system, and also some software or application that can be used to deliver MOOCs. And the third one is also we have to have like a policy or a regulation, university regulation regarding to the quality assurance of MOOCs. So that's why in every training we always explain that to develop and to deliver MOOCs, the faculty member should fulfill any standard that is already given in the quality assurance of MOOCs in UI.
All right, thank you, Pak Gatot. So quality assurance is important, yeah. And then there's your department, your unit also facilitate in providing the infrastructure and also facilitate the lecture on how to design the MOOC.
Yeah, the capacity building also. Yeah.
All right, thank you. The last question, maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah, two more questions. So this one to Prof. Melinda from Adrian. How to maintain the quality of learning by using MOOCs if we know that nowadays there are many technologies that can be abused, one of which is ChatGPT.
Okay, yeah. Actually, we already have made our stand as a fully online university on what we're going to do with this. I mean, there's no way we can prevent our students from using AI, especially ChatGPT. So therefore, we need to know what exactly it is. We need to be familiar with what it is. And therefore, design our courses and design our learning activities in such a way that, yes, they will still be able to use the AI or, for example, the ChatGPT, but still use the output in such a way they will still have to learn, to do some critical thinking, and to apply what they need to know and what they should know. So like for instance, I cited as an example, I have many examples actually. When I designed my courses, because this ChatGPT, I mean, it became the center of our discussions during the later part of 2022. So when we started the following term, I designed my learning activities in such a way that I really gave it to my students that they will use it fine as their researcher, because they really need to do some research and they will do online research anyway. So what I did was to design my learning activities in such a way that their course requirements will be submitted in the video format. So that when they ask ChatGPT to give them the research, online research, at least they will have to design it in a presentation way, and somehow they will be able to learn something. And there will be discussions among themselves. I mean, authentic topics that will relate to their specific context. So that's one. Assessment should be done in an authentic way. If we don't have massive enrollment, we can do it real time, synchronous, and of course there are other examination platforms that we can use, which can prevent them from searching or asking ChatGPT for the answers, right? So, what my colleagues told me, what if they have multiple gadgets? What if they have multiple gadgets? So they can use the other gadget to ask ChatGPT and then just copy the answer in replying to your exam question. So I say then probably we can ask some contextualized questions and refer their answers to their previous submissions. I mean, assessment, when we talk of assessment, it doesn't have to be a one-time, big-time assessment. Assessment should be integrated and should be done throughout the whole duration of the course. It's not something that you only do at the end of the semester or at the end of the term. This is something that you do as a formative assessment, as a feedback, etc., as part of their learning activities. And then you can compare. You can compare what have they done, something that ChatGPT cannot probably give a direct answer to. I mean, referring to what they have submitted before at the start of the semester, referring to their work, referring to their earlier submissions. That is something that not ChatGPT cannot immediately give a response to. So those things, portfolio assessment is something that can also be considered. And when we talk of quality learning, we always look at the learning outcomes. We always look at the learning outcomes as one measure, one special measure of quality learning. Were they able to achieve the learning outcomes that we want them to have at the end of the course? So we develop our assessment and our learning activities along that line progressively and not as a one-shot learning assessment. So for me, that's how I look at it, confronted with this very, very major disruption, especially in online learning, this AI, this ChatGPT. And I think it also calls for a major revamp in our curricular design. I mean, this is something that is happening. I am also looking at, now at the university, we are also looking at what specific tasks will be displaced with artificial intelligence. When we integrate artificial intelligence into our ecosystem, probably our online tutors, something that we are also looking into now. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Melinda. So it's really important to design the learning activities and also the assessment so it can be done in authentic way.
Yes, yes. Very important, yes.
Agree. All right. So last question or some of the last questions. Yeah. So this is for Pak Gatot. What are effective strategies for self-motivation in completing MOOCs and making full use of available learning materials?
Yes, I think it's good questions. In every MOOCs trainings that we give in UI, we also encourage lecturer or faculty members when they design the MOOCs for their class or for their courses. We always ask them to create the content as good as possible. So it means that we ask them to use content, video content that is not too long and also is impressive and also give more attractive, and also we ask them to put some question or some trigger that make the participants to complete every video and also every topics until finish. So yeah, I think this is very important to design a good and attractive video and content. So it makes the participants not become boring and left the courses before they completed. So yeah, this is one strategy. So by designing the video more attractive, and also by maybe put some animation, or maybe some not always a talking head video, but also give more a simulation or example using like the example of the case that is attract the participants to complete seeing the video. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. So it's important also to design good and attractive
Right.
video
Yeah.
and content, yeah, by putting some animation or some simulation.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, that attract the students. All right, so one more questions. Yeah, this is to Professor Melinda. Besides the effectiveness of using MOOCs in online learning, is there any way to increase student engagement in learning?
Yeah, that is a very important question. And I guess part of the answer was already given by Professor Gatot. I mean, on how we can really engage our students. Like some of the learning activities can be done in between video materials. So make the materials more engaging. So if it is a video material, for instance, you can say that, okay, at this point, you stop the video and you ask the question for them to answer. So engage them. I mean, first we should design our video materials in such a way that they are short, something like seven minutes only, so that we can really have the focus and the attention of our learners. And at specific portion of the video, let's pause the video and engage our learners, engage them into a discussion, ask them to write, ask them to reflect, and ask them to submit that. The report of their reflection. So engaging them in the different activities. That means also to say that we don't just choose whatever video material that we will incorporate in our MOOCs. It also means that we need to design these learning materials in such a way that they are directly related. They are directly related to the things that our students should learn. And at different portions of the video, let us engage our learners by asking them to do something in relation to what they have seen or watched. So those things, again, the design of the learning and the design of the courses so that we can keep our students engaged, attentive, and motivated to learn, so that at the end of the day, they know that they will earn the certificate by completing all those requirements that we are asking them to do. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, the materials and contents should be more engaging, and we can add specific questions and engage them to reply, to submit, right? Okay, so yeah, I think the main topic or the main matter here is to design the learning.
Yeah,
Always
we go back. We always go back to that. We always go back to that. One thing that is also important so that we can keep them engaged and motivated is the feedback. I mean, we can automate feedback. Earlier, Professor Gatot mentioned about automated feedback. I mean, part of the design of the MOOC is the assessment which has an automated feedback. When they immediately receive the feedback, then they are motivated to continue. I mean, because they know where they are as far as the academic progress is concerned. So when they receive the feedback, somehow it can motivate them to move forward as far as the course is concerned. So automated assessment, automated feedback, personalized. Again, here comes artificial intelligence in terms of providing automated feedback, automated tutorial, and even a personalized tutorial for every learner. And it doesn't have to be a human agent. It can be an artificial AI-driven tutor to engage our students. So something very, very many potentials for us to explore. Yes.
All right, thank you, Professor Melinda. And then, well, that was the last questions in this Q&A session. So we would like to thank to all the speakers, Professor Melinda and also Pak Gatot, for the informative and interesting presentation, and all the participants for the participation. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, requisite of getting certificate, please filling out the feedback form with the link that the organizer has given. And before we ended this event, we would like to invite Engineer Mohamad Toha, M.Ed. Ph.D. from ICE Institute as the ICE representative to award the certificate to the speakers. For the speakers, you may open the camera on. Right, yeah. You can unmute. You can unmute first, Papa.
Yes, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mbak Ami. Almost 2 hours, 1 hour and 46 minutes. Thank you for the wonderful presentation from both of you. Actually, I would like to smile when I hear about the classic question, student engagement from time to time. Every seminar like this, always that kind of question is raising up. From your presentations, I believe all of the participants here got a valuable stuff. Actually, from Professor Bandalaria, talking about history and then a future, and I think in the last, some of the slides talk about stackable micro-credentials. Yeah, I think it is quite, become a demand from now and the futures. And Pak Gatot also talk about history and 6 development stages, and about the most preferable courses. And from Professor Bandalaria also talking about 4 models, and Pak Gatot 6 stages development of MOOCs. So I hope this kind of stuff will inspire for us, the audience. We appreciate for your joining this participants, for active, and especially for the active participant who already asked many things. Here, as usual, our traditions is present the certificates for Professor Melinda de la Pena Bandalaria, Ph.D. We can give like a virtual applause for her. Thank you, Professor Melinda. And I think also this one is for Pak Gatot. Thank you, Pak Gatot, for the certificates. I think that's from us. Again, on the behalf of head of ICE Institutes, we are thank you for these wonderful presentations. And for all the participants, our participants, don't forget to stay tuned and join us, because this seminar is held monthly. So every month will be this seminar like this. Yeah, we also value your feedback. So don't forget to fill in the form to get a certificate like Pak Gatot and Professor Bandalaria got a certificate. But for those speakers, special certificates, because they are keynote speakers. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you also. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Toha.
Thank you.
Prof. Melinda, and also Pak Gatot. Finally, everyone, please give a round of applause for the speakers, organizers, and for all of us. Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
Ami.
Thank you.
As the moderator, apologize if there is any one or two mistakes. It's a pleasure to preside the forum. And then until we see you all again for the next CEF.
Okay. See you, Prof. Melinda.
Ya, Pak Gatot.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Toha. Yuk, sampai ketemu lagi.
Yuk, sampai ketemu lagi. Thank you.